Netizen Indonesia sama netizen Malaysia gitu, yang kayak air dan api, kayak kucing dan anjing, kayak selalu berantem, selalu klaim inilah, klaim itulah gitu. Tapi sebenarnya kalau di dunia nyata itu kita tuh interaksi kayak
every time I'm Kuala Lumpur, I don't want to leave Kuala Lumpur, and then when I leave Kuala Lumpur to travel Malaysia, I don't want to come back to Kuala Lumpur because each city is so unique. Example, this city, Ipoh, we've been here the first time 2 years ago.
Culture shocks when I first got to Malaysia. It is much more diverse than other Asian countries I've been to. Japan, for example, is very Japanese, while Malaysia has 3 major races living amongst each other in harmony. They have deep cultural pockets and appreciate each other's foods. Not only is
全靠大家自觉礼让，这里的人非常热情，走在路上，陌生人都会冲你微笑打招呼。我在马来西亚沙巴生活有8年了，有什么想
7 of things that shocked me when I first moved here to Malaysia from Canada. Let's talk. This whole thing is going to be about the roads, okay?
Pada awalnya, mereka datang ke Malaysia hanya untuk bekerja, belajar, atau bercuti. Mereka tidak pernah merancang untuk tinggal lama, apatah lagi untuk memahami kehidupan di sini. Tetapi, selepas beberapa bulan tinggal di Malaysia, mereka mula sedar sesuatu. Bukan Malaysia yang berubah, tetapi cara mereka melihat dunia yang berubah. Malaysia perlahan-lahan mengajar mereka tentang kehidupan, tentang manusia, dan tentang apa sebenarnya yang penting dalam hidup ini. Di negara mereka, kebahagiaan selalu dikaitkan dengan gaji besar, rumah besar, dan kehidupan yang laju. Tetapi di Malaysia, mereka melihat orang masih boleh ketawa walaupun hidup sederhana. Mereka melihat keluarga makan bersama di gerai kecil, kawan-kawan minum teh tarik berjam-jam, jiran saling mengenali. Di situ mereka mula sedar, kebahagiaan bukan hanya tentang wang, tetapi tentang masa, hubungan, dan ketenangan.
I stayed here for 3 years, I guess, and then I had to visit my mom. When I visited my mom, she was like, I was just sitting around talking to my family, and my mom was like, "You changed." I was, huh? How? What do you mean? I mean, I am growing up, but what do you mean I changed? She said, nah, you became really calm. You had that Arab thing in you, like very furious and aggressive with everything. Suddenly you're so calm and quiet and you're not shouting. Wow. Suddenly your driving became slow. Yeah. I mean, she used to get scared before when I used to drive like the Saudis, right? And then now she's like, nah, this kid, he actually changed.
You mature thanks to Malaysia.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think Malaysia has that effect because, yeah, it's such a easygoing, forgiving, kind culture that, yeah, there is no way it's not gonna impact you positively.
I mean, I'm really shocked how they are always thinking in a positive way. They're like,
yes,
it's okay. If something doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Americans are going to lose their minds when they see this because Malaysia is a developing country, but their metro system puts the US once to shame. I mean, just look at this. This is the MRT in Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur. The stations are so pristine. You can even see the reflection on the floor because it is just that clean. You can instantly tell the stations are very well maintained. No trash, dirt, graffiti, or homelessness in sight. This is the gates area. They have these cool lights, and these are the platforms. Just look at how clean they are. The metro is driverless and all very clean inside too. There's also a women-only area that women can choose to use so they feel more comfortable.
For Malaysia, I learned that I can smile and then, can you just push a bit more? Sorry. Then they also, sorry. So each other smile, then it's nothing big. But in Korea, it can be really big things.
I feel like Polish and Koreans have very similar upbringing because it's exactly the same. That in Malaysia you learn how to solve things with kindness and smiliness and friendliness.
Yes.
Which in our countries wouldn't fly. For now, maybe it's changing, hopefully. But yeah, it's like you have to push.
Yes.
So interesting.
So my Korean friends these days, they see me, they say I look more relaxed in Malaysia. I think I learned to be more relaxed and smile, very easy.
And what do your parents notice about you in Malaysia, the changes that happen in you?
They told me that I was really grumpy last time. Like in the school, like a gangster, wanna fight for everything.
That is not an image.
Yes, right? if someone tried to bully me, I was like the one who really fight for it, and they're very competitive. But now they say I look very, very so much more in peace.
That is amazing transformation that
Right.
Malaysia did to you. How do your parents like Malaysia?
There's one thing that really shocked me about moving from the UK to Malaysia. It's not the food, it's not the culture, it's the apartment blocks. Everyone we've stayed in has been like a mini village. You have a swimming pool, a gym, play area for kids. This is something that we just don't get back home. Even as a luxury, it just doesn't exist. But it's one thing I don't understand. Has the design always been this way? When did they start building these massive apartment blocks like mini villages or towns? I remember once we stayed in Centrino Pandan during Ramadan. The facilities floor came alive in the evening, and it was had a real community feel to it. I think every apartment block ever built should be built that way. You're lucky if you get a car park in the UK.
You guys, look how interesting this is. We have a traditional little Malaysian village down here where we're walking, but in the background you can just see all of Kuala Lumpur just towering over this place. Where I'm walking right now is some of the most expensive real estate in the entire city. I looked at one article and it said this block of properties is valued at $14 billion. Investors and developers are trying to bribe all these houses so they can build more towering skyscrapers, hotels, things of that nature. We have a football or soccer field right here in the middle of town as well. An outdoor laundromat. I've never seen an outdoor laundromat before. Bro, I've just had an epiphany. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the movie Up. Look at this. Old barn. I feel like I'm in the Wild West. I reckon in 100 years or so, everything's just gonna look like this. Just like glass corporate buildings that have no character to it. So I think it's really cool when there's places like this that are fighting hard to keep their original ways of living, keep the character alive, because a lot of places like this are just quickly disappearing. More large-scale construction going on over here as well. It's like a war almost. It feels like a war over territory. There's some sections where the developers have won, but right next door you have a whole street of all the houses that have just decided to stay strong, I guess, and not accept the bribes after all these years of trying.
Malaysia adalah negara yang mempunyai banyak bangsa, agama dan budaya. Pada awalnya mereka fikir perbezaan akan menyebabkan jarak antara manusia. Tetapi di Malaysia, mereka melihat perbezaan bukan memisahkan, tetapi menyatukan. Orang Islam, Buddha, Hindu, Kristian hidup bersebelahan, berkongsi tempat makan, berkongsi tempat kerja, dan berkongsi perayaan. Di situ mereka belajar bahawa dunia tidak perlu sama untuk hidup bersama. Satu lagi perkara yang mengubah cara mereka melihat dunia adalah rentak kehidupan di Malaysia. Malaysia tidak terlalu laju, tidak terlalu perlahan, tetapi cukup untuk manusia masih ada masa untuk hidup. Masa untuk keluarga, masa untuk makan bersama, masa untuk bercakap, masa untuk berehat. Mereka kata di Malaysia, mereka belajar bahawa hidup bukan perlumbaan, hidup adalah perjalanan.
Sejauh ini, selama tinggal di Malaysia, tepatnya di Kuala Lumpur, udah 2 tahun, dan sebelum-sebelumnya juga saya sempat visit ke Malaysia gitu kan, bareng orang tua atau bareng teman-teman. Pengalaman saya interaksi sama orang lokal tuh selalu menyenangkan, selalu berkesan baik, dan itu sangat bertolak belakang kadang-kadang ya sama interaksi netizen-netizen Indonesia sama netizen-netizen Malaysia gitu, yang kayak air dan api, kayak kucing dan anjing, kayak selalu berantem, selalu klaim inilah, klaim itulah gitu. Tapi sebenarnya kalau di dunia nyata itu kita tuh interaksi kayak ya biasa aja, beneran kayak temen biasa gitu, nggak pernah yang berantem nggak jelas gitu. Coba deh teman-teman yang orang Indonesia mungkin bisa sharing juga pengalamannya gimana ketika kalian berinteraksi sama orang Malaysia di Malaysia, atau mungkin orang Malaysia yang datang ke Indonesia interaksi sama orang Indonesia, itu gimana pengalaman kalian?
But I'm not gonna lie, traveling in Malaysia is crazy every single time, because every time I'm Kuala Lumpur, I don't want to leave Kuala Lumpur, and then when I leave Kuala Lumpur to travel Malaysia, I don't want to come back to Kuala Lumpur because each city is so unique. Example, this city, Ipoh, we've been here the first time 2 years ago, which is COVID started. I remember it was so weird when we came because there were no tourists, zero foreigners, we were just the only ones. And we were going exploring. There's so many things here. I would say maybe even Ipoh is number 2 my favorite city after Kuala Lumpur, because there's so many hidden gems over here. The first time we've been to Ipoh, it's so weird feeling, guys, because it's you came back home, or I don't know, even though like we spent here I think a few weeks.
It's a beautiful
2 years
city.
ago. Yeah.
It's clean, beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the vibes.
Yes.
Culture shocks. When I first got to Malaysia, it is much more diverse than other Asian countries I've been to. Japan, for example, is very Japanese, while Malaysia has 3 major races living amongst each other in harmony. They have deep cultural pockets and appreciate each other's foods. Not only is English widely spoken, but everyone speaks like 3 languages at a minimum. So impressive. Has to do with the multicultural aspect and being an important training hub historically. English is also taught and required at schools. People are friendly and chill, maybe it's tropical climates, but it was so easy to make friends, and they always invited me to food and showed me around. It's modern yet traditional. There's super developed mega malls, apartment complexes, and new cafes popping up all the time. Yet it maintains lots of temples and religious structures given a large Muslim population, but all religions are welcome. Everyone is big on food since eating out is generally affordable and so good.
来到马来西亚才知道的5件事啊，这里的小学只上半天，没有寒暑假，按照学期制放假。我的孩子是在本地华小，要学华语、英语、马来语3种语言。周末学校有兴趣班可以选择，才几10块1个月。这里4季如夏，常年在25度到30度之间，买衣服省了不少钱，我每天就穿这样。这里看病，不管你是小毛病还是大手术，只要1块钱，但前提你得是马来西亚公民。这里开车是左驾，很多路段是没有红绿灯的，全靠大家自觉礼让。这里的人非常热情，走在路上，陌生人都会冲你微笑打招呼。我在马来西亚沙巴生活有8年了，有什么想知道的，来问我吧。
Here's part 7 of things that shocked me when I first moved here to Malaysia from Canada. Let's talk. This whole thing is going to be about the roads, okay? So I am a very confident driver. I've been driving since I was 16, legally, all the things. I've always been really confident. I cannot for the life of me bring myself to drive in KL traffic. It is insane. There's roads going in all different directions. My daughter likes to call it spaghetti roads. So when you look up, you'll see like 20 overpasses over your head. When you look down, sideways, this way, that way, there's just roads going in every direction. Your GPS will literally tell you, turn left. And then you go to turn left, but there's like 3 different lefts. And then you have to make the quick decision. Do I turn left, right left, middle left, or mid right left? And if you don't take the right turn, then unfortunately you're stuck and you have to be rerouted, and sometimes you can be delayed by like up to 20-30 minutes. Another thing that shocked me is obviously it's not like Canada where we're very, very, very strict on laws. So kids in Malaysia just sit wherever they feel like sitting. So I'll be just driving down the road and I'll turn over and I'll look at the car beside me, and there's just kids, 3-year-old kids sitting in the front seat, not even sitting, actually standing with their heads sticking out the window, and they're just driving casually down the highway. And I'm like, wow, okay, so car seat laws, not really a thing. Another thing is motorcycles everywhere. They definitely don't follow the laws when it comes to driving behind cars. They will drive anywhere. They'll go between the cars, they'll do the zigzagging thing between cars. They squeeze their way through any little section of road that they can find, and they definitely don't stay behind cars. They drive in between them. Okay, and the last thing is kids on motorcycles with no helmets. So I'll see the adults wearing helmets all the time, but then they'll have a kid on the front or behind them with no helmets. And I'm like, but you're literally wearing a helmet. Like, where's the helmet for the kids? Still getting comfortable, driving here. I like driving in the suburbs of KL. So much more calm, so much more peaceful. Driving on the left-hand side also was a shocker because in Canada, we have our steering on the left, but we drive on the right. So coming here and like learning the reverse of it was really complex. Yeah, that part was a little bit hard to get used to. Let me know if you want to see part 8.
Selepas tinggal di Malaysia, mereka sedar bahawa dunia ini sebenarnya tidak hanya ada satu cara untuk hidup. Ada negara yang sangat maju, ada negara yang sangat kaya, tetapi Malaysia mengajar sesuatu yang berbeza. Tentang keseimbangan hidup, tentang masyarakat, tentang menghargai perkara kecil. Dan kadang-kadang, tempat yang tidak kita sangka, itulah yang paling banyak mengajar kita tentang kehidupan. Mereka datang ke Malaysia sebagai orang asing, tetapi mereka pulang dengan membawa cara berfikir yang baru. Dan persoalannya sekarang, jika Malaysia boleh mengubah cara mereka melihat dunia, adakah kita yang lahir dan hidup di Malaysia benar-benar sudah melihat dunia dengan cara yang betul?
Arus story dari lensa dan cerita. Bukan sahaja dihayati, tapi dipelajari.